Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most crucial skills for any student or researcher, mastering the art of scientific research writing. We'll take you from a simple idea all the way to a high-impact paper. Let's get started. So, where does a great research paper begin? It all starts with choosing your topic, and the best way to do that is by asking questions. What genuinely interests you? Think about your field. What problems do you see? What conversations are happening right now? The goal is to find a question that hasn't been clearly answered yet. This is your chance to contribute something new. Of course, your brilliant idea also needs to fit the practical requirements. Does it align with your course, your department's focus, or the specific journal you're aiming for? A great topic is a mix of your passion and strategic thinking. Once you have a general area in mind, it's time to hit the books, or rather the databases. This brings us to the literature review. Why is this step so important? Because you can't add to a conversation until you know what's already been said. Your mission is to understand the current state of knowledge and, more importantly, to find the gaps. Where did previous research leave off? What questions remain unanswered? Your best friend here will be academic databases. Google Scholar is a fantastic starting point, but don't forget specialized databases for your field, like PubMed for life sciences or IEE's Plur for engineering. As you search for articles related to your topic, don't just read them, interrogate them. What were the key findings? What methods did the authors use to get there? Were there any limitations? To keep everything straight, you need a system. I personally love using tables or mind maps to organize my notes. You can categorize papers by their main argument, the methods they used, or the key results they found. This will create a visual map of the existing research, making it much easier to spot the open territories where your own research can make a mark. This structured approach isn't just about collecting information. It's about building the foundation for your own original contribution. Now that you've surveyed the landscape, it's time to plant your flag. This means formulating a strong research question. This isn't just any question. It needs to be specific, original, and measurable. A vague question leads to vague research. A great question guides your entire project. A powerful technique is the who, what, where, when, why, and how approach. Let's break it down. Instead of a broad topic like enzyme activity, a strong research question would be something like, how does a 10 degrees Celsius increase in temperature affect the rate of sucrose breakdown by the enzyme invertase in bakeries' yeast? See the difference? It's specific, testable, and focused. It tells you exactly what you need to measure and under what conditions. Your research question is the compass for your entire study. With your question locked in, we move to planning and conducting your research. This is where your idea starts to become a reality. The first decision is your overall approach. Will you be running experiments in a lab, distributing surveys to a specific population, conducting fieldwork, or perhaps analyzing existing data sets? Your choice of methodology must directly align with your research question. It's the tool you'll use to find the answer. Next, you'll need to choose the specific methods and tools for the job. If you're doing an experiment, what equipment will you need? If you're running a survey, how will you design your questions to avoid bias? The key here is to be detailed and deliberate. And don't forget one of the most important aspects of research, ethics. If you're working with people or animals, you will almost certainly need to get approval from an ethics committee or institutional review board. Always prioritize ethical conduct. It is the bedrock of credible science. Once your data is collected, the writing process truly begins. We'll start with two of the most critical sections: the abstract and the methodology. Think of your abstract as the movie trailer for your paper. In just a few sentences, it needs to summarize the entire story, the problem, your approach, your key findings, and why it all matters. It has to be concise, powerful, and enticing enough to make someone want to read the whole paper. Then comes the methodology section. This is the blueprint of your study. Its purpose is to provide enough detail for another researcher to replicate your work exactly. This is a cornerstone of the scientific method. You need to describe your processes, the techniques you used, the tools you employed, and your analysis procedures. A robust, well-documented methodology gives your research credibility and shows that your results are trustworthy. Now let's build the full structure of your paper, a standard scientific paper follows a clear and logical format, often called IMRAD: introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Your introduction sets the stage. It starts broad, introducing the general topic and its importance. Then it narrows down, summarizing the relevant literature you reviewed earlier, highlighting the gap in knowledge you identified. Finally, it culminates in your specific research question or hypothesis. It tells the reader what you did and why it was worth doing. We've already covered the methods section. It's the how-to guide of your research. Next are the results. This section is all about presenting your findings objectively without interpretation. Just the facts. Use tables, figures, and graphs to present your data clearly. The text should guide the reader through these visuals, pointing out the main trends and statistically significant findings. Finally, the discussion. This is where you get to interpret your results. What do they mean? How do they answer your original research question? You'll compare your findings to what others have found, explaining any consistencies or contradictions, acknowledge the limitations of your study, no research is perfect, and to conclude, suggest directions for future research. What new questions have your findings opened up? The discussion brings your paper full circle, connecting your results back to the broader scientific conversation. Putting it all together from a spark of curiosity to a fully fledged research paper is a challenging but incredibly rewarding journey. By following these steps, choosing a focused topic, conducting a thorough literature review, crafting a specific research question, and structuring your paper logically, you will be well on your way to making a real impact in your field. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this guide helps you transform your ideas into impactful research. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on academic success. We'll see you in the next video.